Hello there, and welcome to Andre's Artist Profile. I hope all of you had a wonderful holiday out there, and a very happy Kwanzaa to all of the African Americans who celebrate that holiday, or even know about it. Anyway, the artist I'm profiling today, you're going to need a little backstory on this. During early 2004, I was living with my partner in a one-room apartment, I guess you could call it. And I was watching MTV because they had free cable. And I heard this song and I saw this video in black and white about two parents fighting. And the song was basically saying that we're just ordinary people. Maybe we should take it slow. And it actually had a very positive outlook on adult romantic relationships. And it announced the name of the artist was somebody I'd never heard of. This man named John Legend. And so when his first album came out, I was very anxious to hear it. But when I first heard the album, I believe on the Borders Books and Music listening station, I have to tell you, I didn't like the album very much. Get Lifted, which you see here, which was his first album. And this is something I have to say about John Legend in general. When he gets the right kind of song, he absolutely soars on it as a vocalist and as a piano player and as a unique artist in general, and of course as a songwriter. But I think because Kanye West, who time has actually shown what he's really all about, to be honest with you, I don't think that his music as an album artist, I'm speaking of John Legend now, has ever congealed, as it were, into a coherent art. He tends to remain more or less, not a singles artist, but good on one or two, maybe three songs, and the album doesn't really go anywhere. There's some okay cuts on this album, but honestly, it's Ordinary People that I keep thinking of, and that's probably why it's the most popular song. Here's the inside. For a guy as talented, I'm an album guy, and John Legend doesn't seem to have that ability. The next album, which came out in 2006, was called Once Again. Now, this album had a number of really good songs on it. Again, Kanye West was involved. Some of my favorites are Save Room. Heaven has some beautiful choir vocals on it. And another of my favorites is P.D.A, We Just Don't Care. And those were actually the hits from the album. And I think the reason they were is because they're their best. So they have three really good cuts on it. And there's some others that I like okay. But the more hip-hoppy stuff produced by Kanye West doesn't say much about John Legend as an artist. It says more about Kanye West and his now legendary ego. This is an original packaging, so you get John Legend's network. It's a little thing in there. If you remove the CD, nice shadow picture. The next album came out in 2008 called Evolver. And the hit off this album was Green Light. And you know, Green Light is an okay song with Andre 3000. And again, the association with Kanye West just drags the music down. And John Legend's propensity to more or less go more toward being, as my friend Henry Hopkins in Oakland would put it, more or less toward a cocktail lounge piano sound, similar to what Alicia Keys has done, only without the energy and the power. He tends to go for the mellow stuff, and that's fine, but mellow stuff mixed with bassy Kanye West style hip-hop production doesn't quite mix. So this is not really my favorite John Legend album. I know it sounds like I don't really like him, but an artist, of course, can't make the albums everybody wants. That's just the function of art, but I think even for himself, John Legend could do a lot better than this album. This was not one of my favorites, and certainly not a very good follow-up to Once Again, to be honest, just personally. This is a Target exclusive. This came out in 2000 and... date should be on the back of it here. 2008. Same year as Evolver. And it's live from Philadelphia. This album is a little bit more of a positive document of John Legend's talents because he's live, and it's not produced by Kanye West. I have some Kanye West albums, but to be honest, he smothers John Legend, and I really think that association, even though John Legend's grateful for him introducing him, needs to end. It just doesn't work for a talent like this guy. So this is a Target exclusive. You might find it used wherever you go. There's also a DVD of the concert. Worth picking up. Now this album, this is where, I'm sorry about that, that's just a used copy, so that's going to be there. This album is where John Legend really came into mind. He got together with the Roots and did this album called Wake Up. Of course, this album is produced by none other than Ahmir-Khalib Thompson. And they did songs on here like Hard Times, Compared to What, and some self-written stuff. And of course, Wake Up Everybody, the old Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes song. This album came out in 2010. Now, Questlove really knows how to produce John Legend. He gets a soul out of him. He gets a funk out of him. This is his best album, I think, thus far. Anybody who wants to hear what John Legend, the soul of John Legend is really about, should pick this up, or they should get the Live from Philadelphia one, because that expresses who he is as an actual artist, not as a puppet for an egoist person like Kanye West. Sorry, I'm not really bashing him, it's just the way I feel. Okay, this year he put out a new album called Love in the Future. Again, inconsistency. I've listened to this album once, then twice, then 3 times, with different people. And again, the problem is Kanye West. John Legend's talents are blanded out into this cocktail loungy kind of ballad sound, where Kanye West's beats and overproduction just smother this album. Again, John Legend needs to really part company with Kanye West, because both of them have a thing going individually, but musically speaking, they're just not a mix. They need to go on a more individual road. So while I respect John Legend and his talent very, very much, I think he needs to do more work on his own, or if he's not confident, work with Questlove. But this is John Legend's birthday, so I just wanted to say a quick happy birthday to an artist I admire. But John, you know, my advice to you, go out on your own, be adventurous, do your own thing, and get involved with people who are creatively like-minded. And that's just my 2 cents. Happy birthday, John Legend, and I hope you have a bright musical future. See you next time.